So here are my top sneaker picks for February, and basically ASICS and New Balance and Adidas don't really sort of announce too much about what they're releasing during the month, so it'll be a little bit thin on the ground. So the details for the ASICS Gel Quantum Kinetic, I think for these I like the look of them, and they look similar to a Nike Shox but with the kind of 2K runner aesthetic, and for me, I'd like to kind of see what these are like in terms of the silhouette. So, but initial look, I'd give it a 4 out of 5. It's probably not one for everyone, but it's got a weird kind of futuristic vibe to it. So I do like the look of this 990 V4. It's very simple and kind of very New Balancey, but I do like the look of it. Just the colorway, it's just the kind of black and the greys, which is and the kind of sailed out midsole as well. I think for me it's a 5. I have a pair of 990 V4s and I do like this one as well, but I probably wouldn't be paying full price for it. And then also the 990 V6, I think this one's really sort of a simple but clean colourway, especially if you just want something to wear with which matches with everything. I think this is like a perfect sneaker, and that's why I'm going to give it a 5. And basically there's one Converse release that I saw, which was this Swarovski Converse Chuck 70, but I think what I liked about it is basically the kind of midsole on here is just a bit kind of sort of squared off and not the typical sort of Converse midsole that you see, and it looks quite interesting, but I won't be paying £300 for this. And the Nike releases, I think this is the first one. This is kind of like a weird sneaker for me. It's probably not one for me, but maybe one for the ladies, and it's coming out on the February 2nd, and I think with this one I think it's a 2 out of 5. I think they've just kind of ruined the MX-90 in all honesty. I'm not sure why they're releasing this one, but anyway. And then this next one is New Balance Fresh Foam. I think it's a basketball sneaker. It actually looks quite cool. It's kind of giving me sort of Yeezy-esque vibes, especially like the midsole looks like the Yeezy 500, and it's got a nice sort of look to it. So I think give that one sort of a 3 out of 5, and may be interested in that, and for a price tag it's 130. It's pretty good. And then the next one is the Nike Kobe 8 Pro Tour. I've kind of liked all the Kobe's that they've been releasing so far, maybe apart from the plain sort of white one, which is kind of a bit normal really, and the white GG one which was okay, and this one's probably just an okay really in my opinion. It's like a 3 out of 5. There's nothing special about it. And the same for the emerald one. I think that one's also a 3 out of 5. They're nice sort of sneakers if you just want to use them for basketball, but they're not kind of basically wowing me in terms of that I need to sort of buy it. So yeah. And then the next one is an Air Max Penny. I think this colourway actually looks really nice, so with the kind of Volt kind of yellow green kind of colour. It's called Lemon Twist, but that one I think is nice. I'd give it a 4 out of 5. I'm not sure. I have a pair of Air Max Pennies, so I don't really need these, but I do like the look of these. And this SB Dunk Low Valentine's Day, so there's two. There's a maroon one and then this one, but I think the neutral one is kind of grabbing it for me, but I probably think it's kind of like a 4 out of 5 from the initial looks. It looks really nice, but I have a few Dunks anyway, so I don't really need this one in all honesty. And then this one's a weird one that's been coming out. I've got this Air Max Flyknit Venture. I was a big fan of the Flyknit trainers when they were released sort of back in the day, but I think now I'm not sure why they're kind of doing this kind of stuff, but it's not really sort of inspiring me in any way. So, but I do like the fact that they're kind of trying new silhouettes, but maybe not this one. And this one's also called Flyknit Bloom, and then this one kind of looks almost like a trail sneaker, but I'm sure that the midsole looks very sort of funky. I'm not sure how comfortable that is, but it looks interesting. I'll give that a 3. I think out of the 3 so far, it's probably the one that's kind of the most easy to look at. And then the final one is the Flyknit Bloom. This looks like basically a mock, but using kind of the Flyknit material. So again, I'm not sure about this one either, but it looks interesting. But that's why I'll give it a sort of a 3. And then you've got kind of the Foamposite eggplant. I'm not really too sort of into these. I think they look really nice, but it's probably not one for me. I understand, people sort of love this particular colorway, but it's just not one for me. But I still give it a 4 out of 5. It's still a nice colorway, but it's not like a must cop for me. And then this Air Max Plus Drift, I've not seen this silhouette before. I think it's new, that's what I thought it was worth mentioning, but it looks kind of funky. But I think it's very sort of average. I'd rather have a pair of Air Max Pluses in all honesty. And then the KD4 Galaxy, I wasn't into sneakers at the time, so this is not one that I've kind of got any sort of attachment to. So for me, it just feels like a 3 out of 5. It's not something that I'd wear, but if you're playing basketball in it, I'm sure it's a really cool sneaker to have on a basketball court. And then you've got kind of this Air Max Plus. I thought that was quite interesting, the kind of different layers that they've got in there rather than using sort of the plastic sort of caging around the upper. They've got this kind of material version of it. So it's I think they're calling it an Air Max Plus, but I think it's the Air Max Plus utility because it's got kind of more of a trail vibe to it. But yeah, I'll give that a 3 out of 5 at the moment. And in terms of the Adidas releases, a couple here, which is, I really like the look of this actually, this Adidas Harden Volume 8. I actually think it looks really nice, so I'll give that like a 4 out of 5. And if it's got kind of jet boost in it, I think that will be a really nice sneaker. And I like what they're doing, like with Adidas at the moment. It's different and it's new, and I'm kind of all for it really. And then the next one, this is kind of basically the AE one, and this one I'm not so sure about. It looks very similar to like the Eggplant Foam Posit, so it's got kind of that burgundy kind of colour, and probably not really one for me, this version anyway, but I'm sure it maybe sort of tick boxes for other people. And again, it's another one which is probably good for the basketball court, but that's about it. And in terms of Jordan releases, I do like this ivory pair, but I've like quite a few different sort of pairs which are similar to this, like the Armand Manier 3s and the J Balvins. So for me, it's not like a good one to sort of buy, but I still give it a 4 out of 5. It still looks like a really nice sneaker. I'm just not sure about the kind of layered panels on top of the sort of front toe box and also on the heel side, so that's the only thing that's kind of thrown me off. And I do like these Jordan 2 lows. I like Jordan 2 lows anyway, so this snakeskin one's pretty cool, looks pretty cool, and I like the kind of almost sort of monotone colour blocking as well, and just the snakeskin on the sort of mid panel of it, so it was pretty cool. And then this one I think actually looks really nice. Even when I saw the first pictures, I was really interested in it, and I'll give that a 5. I think this one is going to be limited and probably not be able to get it, I imagine, because the price will probably be crazy. And this is probably one that I may pick up because I was really impressed with the Jordan 1 Low Metallics navies, and basically if it's kind of similar to that where the burgundy is sort of subtle and kind of darkened more so and just has that sort of sheen on it, then I think it would be a nice sneaker to get, and especially because it's an 85 cut. So I think that one's like a 4 out of 5 at the moment, but it may pop up to a 5 depending on when I see it in hand. And then the next one is basically the Jordan 4 Bread Reimagined. This is definitely on my radar and definitely one to buy, even if they go and resell. So, but yeah, I'll definitely get this. It's a 5 out of 5 for me. And then the next pair is this Awake New York. I think it looks fine and interesting, but I have like the Every Game Airship and a neutral grey version, so I'm probably going to skip this one, but it does look nice, so give it a sort of 3 out of 5. I'm not sure if it's as good as the Every Game ones in all honesty. And then I like this, just this kind of plain sort of black and white trainer. I think these will probably sell quite quickly in my opinion. I think, and if they're sort of depending on how much stock there is, I think this is probably one that people sort of jump to, because usually you sort of find any trainers with sort of more of the sort of black and white on them, they tend to sort of sell out quite quickly. So, and I don't think this is any different in my opinion. It may not sell out straight away, but I still think it's a really nice sneaker, and it's kind of using their bread colour blocking, so I'd give that a 4 out of 5. But because I have the Palominos, I don't think I need these. And then the last one, I'm not really into Jordan 5s anymore. I do kind of like them, but I think for me I wouldn't be wearing them anyway. So, but I do like the look of this one. It's got kind of the fire red Jordan 3 kind of vibes going on, and you got the 23 sort of stitched in as well, so it does look cool. And I'm not sure why it didn't release last year as part of the whole Lucky Green pack, but it's a 4 out of 5, but not one that I'm going to grab.